Good evening, everyone. Meteorologist Jordan Darensbourg here. I hope everyone's had a good Saturday. I know today was a pleasant day outside, and I hope everyone took the time to get prepared for what's coming later on tonight and into tomorrow and through perhaps the beginning and middle portions of next week. We're going to go ahead and we're going to break everything down for you in a little more detail because we are continuing to track the cold air that's pretty much almost here right now because we have the cold weather advisory that's going to be from midnight tonight until 9 tomorrow morning. So let's go ahead and let's break it all down. Here is that cold weather advisory. It's for everybody in the light blue. It's from midnight until 9 tomorrow morning. And it's because we have feels like temperatures that are going to get below 20 degrees, which meets this criteria because you're going to have winds coming out of the north at around 5 to 10 miles an hour. And that's why we have those feels like temperatures down into those teens. So this means protect the 4Ps, pets, plants, pipes, as well as people. Now, don't be shocked if we have another cold weather advisory leading into Monday morning as well, because there you see those lows getting down to around 23. And we might have a cold weather warning even in effect for Wednesday morning. I have a low of 19 that morning, and that could be in the midst of some of the winter weather that we've been tracking here in Central Texas. And that's why I've issued weather impact alert days, or we've issued weather impact alert days from Monday through Wednesday morning because of what's likely coming with the wintry precipitation and the definite hard freezes on the way. So make sure you take care of those 4Ps. And make sure you monitor that forecast as well. Quick look at our allergy count, a bit of an update. Cedar is now at 349 grains per cubic meter, sky high. Same story for mold with Alternaria being sky high. As we continue to go hour by hour, there it is. Light blue colors, those are your feels like temperatures, mainly getting down to those mid to upper teens for tomorrow morning. And we're barely even going to get to the 40s in some spots, folks. And we're probably not going to even have wind chills in feels like temperatures. It's probably not going to even feel like we even got out of the 30s with those highs only getting to those lower 40s area wide with that northerly flow. And then as we head into your early Monday morning, again, wind chills in the teens. We're expecting another round of a cold weather advisory as a result of this. But watch this as we head into your Monday evening. Now, some of the short range models are starting to come into focus here. This is the graph model. This is our in-house model, and it does show some light snow Monday evening for the Austin Metro, maybe even some of that sleet or freezing rain in some sections south of the Austin area, San Marcos, Wimberley, maybe even out toward Lockhart, Dripping Springs. Those areas could have a little bit of sleet and freezing rain. And then this eventually has all snow as we head throughout the early portions of your Tuesday. Now, we're mainly going to be looking at snow in the Austin Metro and points off to the north and also sections of the hill country, but south of there could have mostly sleet, could have some snow mixed in, maybe even some light ice accumulations as well. When we're talking about light, we're talking about less than 1/10 of an inch here. It's mostly going to be sleet because the cold air layer near the surface looks like it's going to be too thick for freezing rain, so it's looking more like sleet. That rain droplet is going to have time to freeze over before it hits the ground, which is why we're thinking more so sleet and snow as opposed to freezing rain. Now, areas south of the Bastrop, we're looking at that freezing, about that sleet. Mostly Fayette County could be seeing some of that sleet as well. And also portions of Wilco, we're thinking all snow. Austin Metro, we're thinking all snow. Giddings, areas north of Giddings, like Tanglewood, we're thinking all snow. Most of the hill country, so Fredericksburg, Johnson City, Llano, we're thinking mostly snow with some sleet mixed in. Blanco, you might have a bit of a wintry mix as well. So very interesting what we've been seeing. So to break it all down, the hard freezes are definitely happening. And we're 90% sure that we are going to have some wintry precipitation here in Central Texas. The question is what? Now, I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say this with all seriousness. We are not, and I repeat, we are not going to have a relapse of February 2021. We're not going to have that bit of a crippling impact at all. No, we're not going to have that crippling impact, but could have some minor to moderate road issues, especially in areas that receive the most snowfall amounts, because we're thinking mainly a trace. Some areas may even get up to 3 inches here and there, but we're not going to lock in any true accumulations at this point. I'm just saying that that is definitely possible, but we are not expecting anything like what we had in February 2021. So here is the next 7 days, and it does show that weather impact alert day from Monday through Wednesday morning. After Wednesday's bone-chilling cold to start, we do get to the lower 40s, and everything that has frozen over should be able to melt pretty nicely, especially with the mostly sunny skies and those breezes. But then look at this. By the time we get to Saturday, we're right back into the mid-60s. So very interesting stuff that we're seeing. And so we're going to go ahead and ask and answer some of your questions. I know Jahida Azug, I think that's how you pronounce your name. Maynard, we're thinking mostly snow with some sleet mixed in. That's what we're thinking. That's pretty much the only question we see so far. Again, we're going to pull up the precip type map behind me here. And what we're going to do is I'm going to step back whenever I ask the question and whenever a question is asked, and we're going to go ahead and break it all down for you, because we know all y'all have questions about it, and it's going to be very important for y'all to understand and know where you are and what you're going to get in relation to that. Now, we can't truly lock down accumulations right now, but don't be surprised if there is enough to build a snowman or throw a snowball at that one neighbor you don't like. But that's pretty much what we're going to be seeing. Now, Lois, I did talk about Giddings a little earlier. I think you're late on here. But areas north of you are going to be looking at mostly snow with some sleet mixed in. And areas south of there could be looking at sleet, maybe freezing rain or something like that. Del Valle, Dominica Chapa, Del Valle, you're probably right on that line, I think. If you're on the Austin airport, if you live by the Austin airport, right now, when we're looking at precipitation types, we're pretty much on that line of a wintry mix and mostly snow line. So you're going to see some snow. You're going to see maybe some sleet as well, but I think that cold air layer is just going to be too thick for any meaningful freezing rain or ice accumulation. So there's that. So Paige, interesting question about Paige. I think Paige is probably going to have a good chance of maybe some snow with some of that sleet mixed in. So if you're in Paige, I'm thinking mostly snow for you guys, with sleet that's likely going to be mixed in there a little bit as well. But by and large, if you know where you are in relation to the Austin area, then you're going to have the best chances, and you could probably figure out what exactly you're going to be getting as far as wintry precipitation. So if you're mainly north of the Austin metro, say Leander, Cedar Park, Round Rock, out toward Taylor, Cameron, areas north of Giddings, north of Bastrop, so Elgin, Maynard, you're going to be looking at mostly snow with maybe a little bit of sleet. I think the closer you get to the Austin metro, I think the more likely you could see a little bit more of that sleet as opposed to snow. But if you're south of there, like San Marcos, Dripping Springs, Wimberley, Buda, Luling, Lockhart, Bastrop, LaGrange, Schulenburg, you're looking more so at a wintry mix in areas south of Fredericksburg as well. Could start to see a little bit of that as well. Okay, Jake, if you're in Jarrell's north of Georgetown, so a good chance that you're going to get mostly snow. And I've seen a lot of model data that shows places like Jarrell up toward Temple getting some heavier snow as well. So it's not going to be anything like February 2021. I'm going to say that right now. Cedar Creek, we don't really have an estimate on how much snow, but once we get a true estimate, we'll pass that along to you. Pamela, the frontage road. The frontage road on I-35 depends on where you are. So that's something that we're definitely watching. So Cedar Creek, I think Cedar Creek, you're right on that line really of wintry mix and mainly snow. So we're watching that. So Shannon, the hill country is mostly going to be getting snow because y'all are usually a little bit colder. And when y'all are a little bit colder, every little degree can make a difference between snow or even sleet or freezing rain or just plain old rain, which is not likely. We're not going to be above freezing for all that long. And it's pretty interesting, this comment Eduardo Zavala made, said, unfortunate weatherman mocking the trials and tribulations residents lived through Winter Storm Uri. One, we don't name winter storms here. And I know officials probably did, but we don't. And second, we're not trying to be sarcastic here. I mean, the facts are the facts. February 2021, this is going to be nowhere close. So I don't even know what you're even complaining about. But that's just me. Monday morning, the roads are going to be all right. Monday evening, I would watch for maybe some minor slick spots here and there. And then Tuesday, we could have a little bit more of those slick spots. They're going to be mostly of the minor variety for most people. But again, we can't rule out, especially the bridges and overpasses. Definitely you want to watch those very, very closely. Hopefully we can get some pre-treating done later on tonight and into tomorrow to prepare for it. Pamela, no problem. Yeah. Joe Nell says, thank goodness we're not going to have anything. Thank goodness 2021 was awful. Yes, 2021 was awful, but we're not going to have anything like that because we are going to warm up anyway as we head into Wednesday afternoon. So it wouldn't even be as long lasting as 2021. So there's that. Let's see, any more questions? Thrall. Bonnie is asking about Thrall. You're likely getting mostly snow because Thrall is northeastern Wilco. Let's see what else. Anyone else? Anyone have any questions? All right. More questions going once. More questions going twice. Jacob's asking for the next few days. All right, Jacob, we're going to pull this back up here. And we're going to show you that future cast because we're going to show you Sunday. Sunday uneventful aside from the morning freeze. And then we are going to warm up quite nicely only to those lower 40s though. So we're going to be much colder than where we are today. Today we got very close to those 60s. But by the time we get to Monday evening, we're going to watch it very closely. That's where we could see some of those snow flurries start to pop on up for the Austin Metro and much of Central Texas. And this is the graph model. This is our in-house model. And it shows a good portion of Central Texas getting good bits of snow by the time we get to your Tuesday morning. And then we should be clearing out by the time we get to Tuesday afternoon. And with that, your precipitation types, once again, Thrall, like I just mentioned, if you're in Wilco, if you are in Milam County, if you're in the hill country, expect a mainly snow event. Could have a trace, could have a little more than that. We don't really have a definitive answer on accumulations just yet. But once we do, we'll be sure to pass those along to you. Now, if you're south of Austin, we are likely looking at So like San Marcos, where Martha's checking in from, we're going to be looking at probably a wintry mix, sleet mostly, but also a little bit of snow involved, and maybe some light icing. But I'm not going to, count on a whole lot in terms of icing because it's mainly going to be a sleet and snow event rather than an ice event. So there's that. Seguin, you're looking more of a sleet, maybe an ice event. So Troy, I know you're asking from Seguin. That's what we're looking at near I-10, just off to the north and east of San Antonio. Let's see. Anyone else? All right. High winds. City of Bee Cave is asking about high winds in Bee Cave. Well, Bee Cave, y'all could have some winds that could be getting up to around 30 miles an hour in terms of gusts. We're looking at 10 to 15 mile an hour winds, maybe even a 30 mile an hour wind gust here and there. It is going to be the main reason why it's going to feel a lot colder, but I wouldn't expect much Bee Cave in terms of ice accumulation, and that could be what could cause those trees to come down, those power lines to come down, are those ice accumulations. Now, I wouldn't worry so much about snow accumulation unless it was like really heavy snow, like around 8 to 10 inches, but we're not likely to see any of that because remember, this is not going to be remotely close to February 2021. So, I mean, that's just plain and simple. I'm not trying to, be sarcastic about any of this. This is just the facts are the facts. So don't expect anyone to have any issues with February 2021. So Monday morning, that's when we expect to be mostly dry. But again, another hard freeze to start, just like tomorrow morning. That's when Monday evening and then on into Tuesday, that's going to be your main timeline for a lot of the wintry precipitation. So let's see. Anyone else? Yeah, and a quick shout out to the city of Bee Cave. City officials watching here just now as well. Shout out to out in western Travis County, out in the hills, closer to Lake Travis. Let's see what else. Let's see who else. Anyone got questions? All right. Crystal, I've unfortunately retired the Jordan meter because I want to be more efficient in my forecasting, but thank you for the cute note. Kingsland, you're looking like mostly snow, and Cedar Creek, you're looking at maybe a mix of sleet and some snow as well. South Boston, you're looking at mostly snow late Monday into Tuesday. Easton Park checking in. Definitely could be wintry for you guys as well. Georgetown, hello, Heliana. We're looking at mostly snow for you guys in Wilco. Let's see. Lockhart. Amanda's asking about Lockhart. We are looking at maybe some sleet mostly for you guys, a wintry mix. Spicewood, you're looking at mostly snow. Kyle, you're looking at mostly sleet. Round Rock, you're looking at mostly snow with some sleet mixed in. Cynthia said, you're awesome. Thank you for sharing your thoughts. My pleasure. Horseshoe Bay, hello. Cedar Park, Northwest Austin, what's up? I live around there, Northwest Austin and Cedar Park. East Austin checking in. Yes, Rebecca, to answer your question, yes. It's going to start Monday, but mainly Monday night and into Tuesday. Fentress, we're looking at maybe some wintry mix. Could have a little bit of snow mixed in. Pflugerville, I'm thinking mostly snow for you guys. El Chef Tommy, I think the snow sticks because we are going to be only barely above freezing, and then we're going to get back below freezing Tuesday evening. So expect that to stick. Oh, the I love, yes. Jackson State University, Jacqueline Freeman, fellow Jacksonian checking in. Fentress, we're looking at, I already answered Fentress. Buda, you're looking at mostly a wintry mix for you guys. John, no problem. But what I will say is that Rebecca's asking about ERCOT. I hope so too. I mean, 2021 was a nightmare in so many ways, including by ERCOT. I mean, what was y'all doing? But anyways, let's see. Anyone else have any questions? I think we got everybody. Let's see. Anyone else have any questions? Can we drive on Tuesday in North Austin? Could have a few slick spots. So if you do need to drive carefully. We'll update you through the weekend and into tomorrow or into Monday whether or not that's a good idea or not. We're leaning more towards with the snow, depending on how they accumulate on the roads. Maybe not, but we're going to see. It's going to be important. So Alex is talking about, Alex, to answer the question, we're talking about the possibility of winter weather. Bastrop, you're probably on that line between sleet and snow. Wimberley, you're looking at a wintry mix mostly for you guys. So there's that. Abby, South Austin, we're looking at wintry mixes for you guys. And so with that, I'm going to go through the precipitation forecast and the types one more time before I let y'all go for the evening and have y'all a little dinner. And then y'all come back on KV News at 10 for all the latest. But let's go ahead one more time, and we're going to talk about our timing. And we're going to start with your Sunday morning. And notice the wind chills. Those are the light blue numbers. They're going to be down into those mid to upper teens, which is why we have that cold weather advisory in place. And we're only going to have highs in the lower 40s. Some areas may not get out of the 30s, especially out in the hill country. And then Monday, and I know Caressa Yvonne is asking about the timing. We're looking at mainly Monday evening into Tuesday right now with wind chills in those teens. I mean, goodness, Fredericksburg, this model has your wind chill only at 11 degrees. So it is just going to be bone chilling cold, period, throughout the course of your day on Monday, your Martin Luther King Day. It's going to be later in the evening and early on Tuesday is when we are seeing the potential for that winter weather. Most of that sleet, most of that freezing rain, that light icing is going to come Monday night. But according to this model, this is the in-house graph model that we have here. This is where we're going to be seeing more of the snow by the time we get to Tuesday. So whatever sleet, freezing rain accumulated before, it's going to change over to all snow. And sleet could cause some slick roads, but I'd rather have that than freezing rain because freezing rain, it involves power lines, it involves trees glazed over that could be weighed down and bring down power lines and cause power outages and all of that. Sleet doesn't really do all that. It only causes a few slick spots on the roads. But by and large, we're looking at Tuesday, especially early, being the timeline for the snow moving through. And so we're mainly looking at a line. If you put downtown Austin in the center of this line, if you're south of downtown Austin or southwest of downtown Austin or southeast of downtown Austin, you're looking more so at a wintry mix. But if you're north of downtown Austin, say Leander, Cedar Park, Thrall, Gerald, Florence, areas north of Giddings, so Manor Elgin, out toward Cameron, Thorndale, and then Bertram, Burnett, Towle, Llano, Mason, maybe even Fredericksburg. Those are the areas that are looking at. Lauren, it's possible. It's entirely possible, Lauren, that we could have schools closed. Now, we already have Hayes CISD closed for Tuesday from what we know. But we're going to probably hear from more school districts across Central Texas as we head throughout the course of the weekend and into early next week. I wouldn't be surprised if by Monday we had a ticker at the bottom of the screen of all the schools that are closed or delayed for Tuesday as a result. Let's see. Who else? Looks like that is about it. I just want to say thank y'all so much for joining us this evening. If there are no more questions, we're going to go ahead and call it a little chat for the evening. And we will see you guys tonight on KVU News at 10 with all of the latest as we get ready for the potential for this winter weather event. So thank you all so much for joining.